Madam Speaker, I am pleased to yield such time as he may consume to the gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Graves.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank the gentleman from California for yielding. Madam Speaker, I look at the Nutria, and I have to disagree with my friend from California. I feel like I see swamp rats on the floor all the time. But I do appreciate you bringing the actual species here to help folks understand what it is that we deal with. Madam Speaker, I've come on this House floor many times to describe the coastal challenges that we have in Louisiana. We've lost 2,800 square miles of our coast, and remind my colleagues that if the state of Rhode Island lost 2,800 square miles of their coast, we would have 49 states today. Nutria is part of the problem. It's an invasive species. The population of my home state has nearly 4.5 million people, yet we have an estimated 20 million nutria. 20 million. It's an extraordinary figure. If we could count them in the census, we'd have an additional 27 members of Congress. We're having infestation without representation, and we need to do something about it. I did. And in Louisiana, we have a thing where if you can't beat it, you eat it. And so we've even tried. We've tried to do Nutria fajitas. We've tried to fry it. We've tried everything. And it's not my favorite, Madam Speaker, but this really is a huge problem. So very seriously, 20 million nutria. And they cause the destruction and damage of tens of thousands of acres of our coastal wetlands every single year. And as my friends from Mr. McClintock from California and Mr. Harder as well brought up, this is things like levees, it's things like productive estuaries, it's irrigation canals and other things that have devastating consequences. This legislation does take some of the lessons learned from the programs in Maryland and Louisiana and expands upon the flexibility of dollars to actually not just work on eradication efforts, but also doing some restoration work. I want to thank the subcommittee chairman, Mr. Neguse, my friend from Colorado, Mr. Harder, as well as the ranking member, Mr. McClintock, for their work on this. This is a bipartisan bill. Again, it is based upon improvements, or it enacts improvements that we've seen as a result of this program being carried out in Louisiana and Maryland. Looking forward to this going over to the Senate, and I strongly urge adoption of this important bill to help get these species under control, this invasive species under control, to help protect our communities. With that, I yield back.
Gentleman from Louisiana.